Hi there. It just occurred to me that having done a series of 3 videos on preparing for your first track day, it just might be worth covering off a few points that I learnt on being actually on the track and sort of the ABCs of a track day, with A being acceleration, B being braking and C being cornering. So just to wander through the 3 items. A for accelerating. On that one I did find that the best way to handle how to accelerate the vehicle up to its maximum and when to change gear was to use a shift light. So if you've had a dyno done on your vehicle, and that should show what maximum revs you can get to before the power fades away. I think the vehicle I had is about, say, 5,500 revs. So on the shift light, which is set up so it's right in your face on your dashboard or somewhere like that, on the driver's side, so you can see it without having to look down or look sideways, and just set that to, there's a little knob or something on it to set it to 5,500 if that's what your car's max revs are for max power. And then when you're driving along and you're obviously concentrating on corners and braking and whatever else it might be, the light flashes and bang, you want to go up a gear. So you can say second, hammering away, light comes on, third, going away, light comes on, fourth, and so on. So it does mean the engine's not screaming at you because you've forgotten to change gear. Now it might sound a bit curious about forgetting to change gear, but remember, if you're going along about 150, 160k, things are happening awfully fast, and if you're thinking about braking distances and cornering and it becomes quite usual to forget about the mundane. I mean, the whole basis on the ABC is maximum concentration. Concentrate on what you're doing, and you get more enjoyment out of it. So you keep focused all the time. If you're finding it hard to keep focused, then you talk yourself through it. You know, coming up to corner now, foot on the brake, start steering into the corner, change gear down, so on and so forth, and just keep up a dialogue, and be a monologue of how you're doing on the track. So that's all I wanted to say really about accelerating. B for braking. Now again, that just sounds like, well, you put your foot on the brake and you brake, but when do you brake? How long do you brake for? Do you use your engine brakes or just foot brake? If you go out on the track, say the morning is your experimental time and your afternoon is when you're out there trying to maximise your speed and efficiency and so forth, what you're looking for when you're braking going into a corner is, on most tracks they have markers down the side, white markers, either at, say, I don't know how far apart they usually are, say maybe, I don't know, 25 yards, 25 metres, whatever it might be. And as you're going down into the corner as hard as you can, leaving braking as late as possible, obviously dependent on your speed. And then wherever you start braking, just make a note of where you are against those markers. So it could be, say, second marker in, start braking when you're down at, say, 170, 180k. And then that means you've got that sort of locked down. So you know next time you come to that corner at that speed, at that particular marker, you start to brake. So that's basically all I had to say about that one. And if you do it that way, it means that you're not sort of feeling your brakes before too soon or jumping on your brakes too late. So you can concentrate on, say, after the A and the B, now concentrate on the C, which is the corner. And the corners, you may say, get in the way of having fun, going really fast, but they don't to sort out how well you are in controlling your vehicle, because the vehicles can only do, is it 2 things efficient at the same time, so you can you can't sort of brake and corner and accelerate at the same time. You've got to sort of try and do them step by step. So it's all brake, 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 turn, 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 accelerate, accelerate, and away you go. So sort of 1, 2, 3. And if you want to know which way to take the corner, again, to try and work out the apex of the corner, the bit where it's sort of the most sharp, and then you try and basically make that corner as gentle and shallow, or as gentle as possible. So you don't want to come up close to the corner and then round. Now that might be the shortest distance, but you've got obviously huge braking forces going on to get your speed down, to get the car round, and then you've got to slam your way through the gears to get back up speed again. It's much better to get over the far side of the track, because the track's usually quite wide, and then try and go round in a smooth curve. Try and keep in a higher gear as possible, and then you're ready to flick out the far end. When you're going round, if on some tracks there's advertising hoardings over the side, the far side of the track, and what you can do is you come down, you find your braking point with the markers, and then when you find what you think is your best turning point, just look up and line up the corner with one of the advertising hoardings. So it could be, say, I don't know, the Goodyear tyre hoarding, for example. So you come down, brake, 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 Goodyear tyre hoarding in line with the apex of the corner, start turning in, and so on. So that can be, again, so you can have that corner down pat. So it's brake at the second marker, start turning when you got lined up to the Goodyear sign or whatever. Now it's quite interesting to know whether you've improved on that corner or you've done it well, is what is your terminal speed at the next corner. So if you've got corner 1 and corner 2, if at corner 1 you've mucked it up and you've had to go down to, say, second gear rather than staying in third, or you've gone in hot on fourth gear and had to change back down to second or third or whatever, well, anyway, you've made a cods of it. It will mean that you will not accelerate as quickly on the straight coming up. So you've lost speed and time because you've mucked that corner up, but you may not know until you reach the next corner. So it's quite a good thing, I found anyway, to say you come to the following corner and look down at your speedo. So if you say before you brake at the next corner, your speedo is saying 185, thinking, oh, well, that's an improvement, because last time I was at this point I was 180. So you've improved on going around that corner and being able to get speed way up. So I think the best track for that would say that Pukekohe, where it's got a sort of up in Auckland, it's got a sort of a double jig before the long back straight, and it's almost like a slingshot to get around the second part of the corner, and if you got it right you can really hammer it down that back straight, so you can get up to about 215, 220 kph, and obviously that tells you, oh well, I've got to 218 or something. Yeah, I did that okay. That's 218 before you have to start braking with the hairpin that's just about to hit you in the face. So yeah, it's always a matter of working out your right lines, A, B, C, accelerate, braking and cornering, and also keep your attention focused all the time, because quite often you come into a corner, you do it really well, yay, you sort of celebrate the fact you've done the corner and really muck up the next one because your concentration's gone, because you're thinking past, not sort of future. Or you can go into a corner really badly, and then again that can knock a bit of confidence, so the next corner you tend to take more slowly. So yeah, it's just a matter of keeping your concentration going. With regards to whether you're progressing or not, obviously it helps if you've got somebody timing, and some of the track days you go to, there is somebody doing timing for you. If it's not that formal, it's more informal. you may be able to find somebody who's going out with a different group of drivers, and you just say, well, you know, I'll time your laps if you time my laps or something like that. So you can then have somebody help you with the lap timing. Another thing is I fitted to my car after a while was a trip meter, and then that just sort of really kept me honest as to what speeds I was doing. So, I was flying down 250k down the back straight, and then you look at the trip meter and it said only sort of 218 or something. So it tends to keep you honest in the bragging rights in a way, and it also means that it does tell you definitively how fast you've managed to go. And so if you say doing 210 one lap, and the next lap 212, and can you improve on that and get it up to, you know, this is on the fastest part of the circuit and so on. So anyway, I just thought I'd add those points in. So when you're out on the track, you've only got 3 things to worry about: acceleration, braking and cornering. Get all of them right and you're doing well. Get one of them wrong and you won't do quite so well. Good luck with it.